Battlefield of Eternity, the round robin time, everybody. Team Gachi is going up against Team Voice. We are still in the group stage of the Sisters Call Cup. This is the Polish version of my META Madness tournament. So they are using the same rules as I have for my tournament, where you have 25 heroes that are pre-banned, and every hero can only be played once. Forces teams, obviously, you think outside of the box a little bit. So before we're heading into the playoffs, we still have a couple of group stage matches left. Over on the left side, we got Balor on Tigers. We got Polinka with Rega. Gachi is playing Murden. We got Gamerboy and Sylvanas and Hammering on Sonya. Over on the right side, Team Voice with the Captain and his Exterminator choice on level 1, playing Reyna. Halcon is playing ETC, the Holy Chicken on Imperius, Mr. X and Deckard Kane, and Magdo is playing Kel'Thas, riding the Fire Lizard. I mean, it's not the money pick, but given the theme here, I can appreciate that. And even the spray game is on point. Can't really be mad with that, so that's definitely a thumbs up right there. It's good for him. On level 1 for ETC, we got again the Prog Rock. Jimmy, okay, gets instantly attacked and might find himself in a little bit more trouble than he bargained for. That's a kill. He just laubered. We are 40 seconds in, and Jimmy, who was basically hovering between the two lanes and thinking, okay, who do I have the biggest impact, or where do I have the biggest impact, who can I attack, gets attacked himself, gets turned on, and then just dies. So, that's first blood right there. Nicely done. Now, we'll see which team is able to walk away with the lead and maybe even the victory, but up at the top, for example, more pressure against the blue team this time. It's Sonya that is in trouble and is forced to quickly use her fountain. Bottom of the map, Stormball and ETC, and the slide. Nice. Yeah. Kel'Thas is helping out at the top lane a little bit. The whole idea there being, of course, that they at least want to get one of the mercenary camps. So they made sure that they had 2 heroes at the top against one, against Sonya in that case. More attacks are happening. So the Varnas, of course, helping out a lot here and starting to push. As always, the reminder, if you don't know which heroes are pre-banned and you want to know, if you watch us on YouTube, there will be a list in the description of the video. So you can just check out the description, and all of the heroes that are unavailable in this tournament will be listed there. And if you do, keep in mind, hit that like button and make sure to watch the video to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Helps to promote the videos here and keep Heroes of the Storm esports alive a little bit. With level 4 talents, and going back to Master Assassin as the level 4 choice. And we got Reverberation 2. Master Assassin, this is actually something that started, I believe, roughly 1.5 to 2 years ago. It was some of the Korean teams that started to do that very aggressively. And then it was just like, okay, this applies, the passive applies to Odin. And that in and of itself is just worth picking it, even if you never complete the quest talent. So it's not about completing the quest itself. It's really just that passive reward here. That attack speed bonus that you get, that applying to Odin itself is already worth it. Makes a huge difference in just raw damage output. Now, when we're talking about the progress in the game, we also have to, of course, look at Magdo. And I'm actually a little bit surprised considering how many... I mean, this is a 2-lane map, right? And he's already sitting at 11 stacks for his globes. That's not bad. That's very good. On Battlefield of Eternity, that's great. So he was involved in most of those camps that they were taking. That's also one of the reasons, I suppose, why he was the one that rotated towards the top to help out Sonya. Sorry, to help out... Who was it? I think it was Imperius, right? And yeah, it works nicely for them. If they can win the objective, that would go even further. It's a 50-50 on the halftime show between the two teams. A couple of plays are being made here. Shots fired. But who's first? Who's able to lock this in? And it seems, for now at least, as if it is going to be the red team with the first objective. Or is it? Yeah, but by the smallest of margins. Actually, it's 1,300 HP. Well, that's still quite a lot. Good for them, though. Will very quickly be taken out, or at least that's what I would assume. Here comes the slide with ETC. Nice. Gachi. The Immortal is already on his way. Once that they have the position here with Jimmy, they can maybe also do a little bit more damage. We need that range poke, but Kel'Thas is rotating towards the top. So they are going for a bit of a split here. And this is going to result in them just not getting anything. They get the wall, I guess. Nice penetrating round from Muradin again. Sorry, from Reyna against Muradin. Able to send Muradin packing in that situation and send him back. He was mid-jump, basically, trying to lock him down. Talking about locking things down. That power slide from ETC, very nicely executed. And this time, Muradin is gone. Taken down by Jimmy himself. A bit of revenge here. Burn Flesh. We got also the Soldier, the Relentless Soldier for Tigers. And, yeah, first objective goes to Team Voice. Solid. Not a lot of damage done, just taking the wall down, pretty standard, nothing to write home about. We have, at the bottom of the map, some potential pressure that they can still maybe execute. Yeah, they should definitely try and at least take the tower down. I mean, that's the minimum. Just move anybody with range damage in and go brrr, like Voice just did, and that thing is gone, so good on them. But taking a few of the hit points away from the fort would of course be even better. But the defense is there and ready. At least wants to be. Sylvanas is also now rotating in. Already asked for some reinforcements, as they should. A little bit of the pew pew pew. And we of course also have Kalthas with the living bombs that he is dropping. 18 stacks, by the way, for Kalthas. Also, Muradin back and again in trouble. But he lives. StarCraft versus StarCraft as Tigers goes up against Jimmy. That's a battle that Jimmy should always win. Just from a lore perspective alone, he is definitely the superior here. So, yeah. If he comes in and just like peppers him straight between the eyes, that's an easy kill for him. Should be. Tigers, yeah. Just roided up. Talking about roids, by the way, did you guys, I mean, that happened a week ago or two. Did you guys see this picture, or like the before-after of The Rock, of Dwayne Johnson? I mean, holy shit. Like, people are like, oh, maybe he's like sick. Yeah, maybe just stop taking steroids. Absolutely insane. Yeah, that's the before and after of steroids. That guy definitely went to his doctor, and his doctor was like, dude, you're just too old for this crap. You have to stop. If you haven't seen this yet, do yourself a favor and Google it. It's absolutely insane. He's like half as big as he was just a couple of months ago. Totally nuts. So, yeah, Steroid Boy is apparently of the juice. But totally crazy. That transformation was... I saw the picture, I was like, what the hell? I mean, we all knew that he was on stuff, but I didn't think that it would make that big of a difference. So, yeah, totally crazy. How did I end up with this? Who's roided up? Tigers is roided up, exactly, he's the one. Tigers is the one. So here comes Hyperion, they're trying to defend as the second Immortal gets taken by Team Gachi. Blue team now with the move. And Roid Boy with Odin is starting to fire away and push the entire red team past that fort. Comes in together with the Immortal and it seems like they're going to be able to take this one. So, maybe not. 50% of its HP, guess I overestimated the damage of the Immortal a bit. But they also got damage at the bottom of the map, so that helps of course too. That means that both of the forts are now at 50%. The fight at the top focuses on ETC, nice Ancestral and Sylvanas. ETC already gone. Delivery, stay a while. And get wrecked. That's what they were aiming for, but that Stormbolt connects, and it's the end of the Holy Chicken. Does Holy Chicken taste better than normal chicken? What do you guys think? Has to, right? I mean, it's like more pure. At this point, I want some holy chicken. Kalthas, do me a favor, just like go and flame that up for me a little bit, and then let's go. So, with that, we now have down at the bottom of the map. Yeah, the attacks just simply coming against the next camp, get a bit more experience, try and get the advantage extended, but it's only one team that lost the fort so far. It's still fairly even. I mean, we're game 1 of the best of 3 series, right? A lot can still happen here. If this goes to map 3, for example, there will also be more and more heroes banned out, which means that it then depends on which team has the bigger depth in their hero pools. 17,000 damage for Tigers. Jimmy and Imperius are both sitting at 14,000, 15,000. And they are... Well, they were trying to push for the fort. They, of course, have the advantage of running Sylvanas here. So if the fort is at any point unprotected, then they can make a play for it. Talking about making plays for things. Imperious. Yeah. Mirrodin says hi. Stormbolt is in. Slows them down. In comes the leap. Oh, and that's the kill. So, that's Imperious gone. That's a 5 versus 4, and the objective is already up, so they are doing some damage at least. But it should be leading to a halftime show victory for Team Gachi. They attack with 4 here, as Sylvanas is on the objective and starts doing the damage. Mirrodin is the only survivor right now. Everybody else is busy either at the top of the map on lane, getting more experience. Now they have 13 of 2. Or dishing out immortal damage. And Mirrodin is still doing his best here to keep ETC a little bit away. We have now a halftime show victory with ease. And interestingly enough, Khaldor adapted with Backdraft. Okay, not that many melee characters here. Kind of surprised by that choice. I mean, you can always make good arguments for it, don't get me wrong, but normally you see that if at all against a triple front line, which is not the case here. Even if you count Rhaegar, I wouldn't call that a triple front line. Rhaegar should stay way in the back in most cases. There's the party. Nice, the mosh, but look at that damage. Mirrodin is gone, but now Sonya dies as well. Sonya is dead too, and that Immortal is not taken yet. They haven't gotten the Immortal yet, and Tychus gets crushed. It's a triple baby. 3 heroes are down, and Team Voice trying to turn this one around. Yep, they're trying to turn this one around right here, right now. That fight before looked horrible for them. They were falling farther and farther behind, but now with that little battle, they changed everything. They took the lead in experience, and they might even win the objective. Now, the battle isn't over yet, because the blue team moves in, and they claim it, don't they? Sylvanas! No! Rhaegar, come on! Wolf it up! You gotta jump, boy! You gotta jump! They're stopping him once, twice! The Ragdoll should have hit the Immortal and done the damage. I mean, honestly, Heroes of the Storm physics, at this point, you just gotta say, they are a little bit questionable. If that Ragdoll flies straight onto the Immortal, it should have done at least some damage. And that was an opportunity. But with 96 hit points on the shield, it is Team Voice that wins the Immortal. I mean, congratulations to them. That was nice. Bit unexpected, I'd say. But hey, here comes Hyperion. And already Team Gachi is realizing, alright, we get it. We have to give this one up. That's not happening. So for the blue team, that was a bit of a disaster. When they realized that they were in a spot where they would probably lose the Immortal, they threw everything that they had against the objective, trying to at least take it away from the opponent. But the only thing they did was reduce the shield a bit, granted, but mainly just throw heroes at the shredder that was Team Voice and lose one after another. So yeah, bit tricky for them. They lose the topside fort, they lose the wall on the keep, and even some hit points on the keep itself. Pretty rough. Rough times. So, I mean, there's still a camp up that they're not taking. 16 is already in. So the lead for Team Voice is just bigger and bigger. Not a lot that they can do. I mean, they're going for the camps. Yeah, that's basically it. Besides taking the camps, there's not a whole lot that you can do. If anything, there's Leap, Mirrodin, Stormbolt, bye-bye! He's dead.
And we say bye-bye!
He's gone. That's the end of Jimmy. And, well, that was pretty good. Because if you get that kill, you are shutting down the advantage of your opponent. You are getting a bit close in experience. And, of course, you make it nearly impossible for Team Voice to do anything on the map, even with a talent advantage that is now negated as the blue team gets level 16. So Grenade synergy with a level 1 talent for Tychus. Rhaegar should go for the totem, and since they have the numbers advantage, they're now rotating towards the top and use Sylvanas to take another fort out. So that's that. And despite the lead in experience for Team Voice, that's not too shabby. There's the slide. Yep, but they're coming in onto Khaldor, and look how quickly he disappears. Mana Addict popped, but it does not matter at all. He doesn't stand a chance. He just gets burned to the ground. and disappears in a blaze of glory. So, yeah, easy kill against Kalthas here. That was something that he apparently didn't expect the way that it played out. So, tough times for him. Now, the next objective is up. And by now, we are actually finding ourselves at the 14-minute mark. So 14, 15 minutes in. Now it starts to really get interesting because the Immortal is obviously scaling. So this one is going to hurt a lot more. They're trying to go for Mirrodin, by the way. Ancestral used early. Half-time show win for Team Gachi. So they're a bit ahead on this account. Now try to just win the race again. Jimmy has been doing a lot against the Immortal, but now they're just racing it. And it's not working. I mean, they reduce the shield, they realize they can't win it, but they're just trying to stop the bleeding a bit and limit the damage. It's still more than a 50% shield on Team Gachi's Immortal. Still have them. I mean, they want to flank in on this one. But Sonya also has leap, so first of all, she can jump out if needed, but if she can keep the cooldown, they can hard engage with this. And Jimmy, yeah, even with the cooldown reduction on level 13 for his penetrating round, might not have enough to survive through that. So already a bit of damage done. ETC pushing them back. The Immortal making his way through the top lane. Slowly. But persistently. That's the first slow. Whoa! And who's dying? Sonya. Well, no, it's Jimmy. Sonya might also die. She landed on the wrong side of that gate. But with Jimmy gone, that means that one of the ranged poke heroes is eliminated. And Tychus plus Immortal is a really tricky combo to defend against. Mirrodin is jumping in again, wasting all of that time. Deckard Cain with his ult. Mirrodin is walking out and gets the heals from Rhaegar. Jumps away easily, and that keep at the top is still taking damage. The Immortal is just absolutely crushing it here. Now, very likely they will be able to hold on to it for now, but it will come at a cost. It's going to be a very low HP keep for Team Boys. They still have some control here. But look at Sylvanas burning that minion wave at the bottom of the map down, which automatically, of course, gives so much more XP now, again, to Team Gachi. And that puts the two teams even once more. 35,000 damage for Kalthas. Tychus with 45,000. Jimmy, distant 4th in the game. Actually, no, distant 5th. He's even behind Imperius. Imperius has more damage than Jimmy. I mean, Imperius was always a hero that had huge damage output. But, yeah, that's what we're getting right there. More damage output from him. So, well, with that said and done, let's see what else we're now going to get. All the way up at the top, for example. Yeah, the Holy Chicken is already sitting right there. We're having a little bit of a rotation also coming from Gamer Boy and Hammerin. Barlow is making his way towards the top. They want to get another kill. They leap in, and it's always Jimmy. Voice goes down every time they make their plays here. They go for Jimmy. They drop him. He's eliminated. The lead is extended. Team Gachi now with nearly level 20, and they want that topside keep, and they will 100% get it. And then once they have the level 20 talents, they can either wait for the Immortal, which is now spawning, the timing perfect for them, and try and finish the game through the bot lane. Or, of course, try to be even more aggressive and push a bit for the bottom already. Where the tower is down, Catapult has also managed to take one of the gates down. And with another 28 seconds on Jimmy, not only can the red team take their own camp, but they will also have the lead initially on the potentially final objective of the game. All depends on how well Team Boys is going to be able to play this one out. Mirrodin is defending at the side. So, yeah. Halftime show. Easy win. And they might even get more than that. The red team should probably try and fight for this. Jimmy is now back. They will get level 20 in a second. But they're going to lose even more of their hit points on the Immortal. Here comes Sonya. They buy some time for the damage dealers. ETC with a slide. Everybody dodges it. Mirrodin jumps in. Says hello. And they still go for the Immortal. But everybody is saved over here. The ult of Imperius straight into the thick of things. Rhaegar is dead. Sylvanas is dead. Mirrodin is dead. It's a disaster again. Oh my god, where have we seen this before? This is exactly the same thing that happened previously when Team Voice was behind. You gotta be kidding me. Push at the bottom of the map with the camp and the catapult. But that fight and that choke point battle fully turned against the blue team. and now they're losing ground. Hyperion is being used. Imperius is at the bottom of the map. The keep is taking damage down there, but it's all about who claims the objective, and it really feels like Team Voice is grabbing it. Now, it will be a low shield, but it is absolutely crazy for Team Gachi. They had the early level 20. They had a lead on the objective. They won the halftime show. They pulled ahead even further after that. And then they get killed. Then they get dropped in the fight once again. So, yes, it is an Immortal for Team Voice. Push through the bot lane is what we're going to see again. And it's wild. It's just wild. 11 kills to 8 now in favor of the red team. They found themselves on the ropes several times. They lost their top keep. The bottom keep took damage. But they still were able to grab XP just in time for that one fight. And they murder it. So now we have the fort at the bottom instantly destroyed, and it's all about how much further they can go. Keep wall will fall, but can they get kills here? If they can, they might try and end. They might try and get at least that keep. Then again, Muradin already moving in. Odin gets used. Sonya's made a play yet. Gamer Boy jumping around. ETC is a bit low. Sonya, and she gets the kill. Easy. So that's one down. And in comes Sonya. Wham, bam. And goes for the big, big slam. So, Sonya slamming around. Muradin with a slow on the jump. And here comes the next wolf bite. As they're chasing the Gatcane. He's down. The old geezer trying to walk away here. Absolutely no chance. Jimmy is gone. That is a quad kill right there. Topside gets attacked. The keep is likely going to fall. The Immortal is on the core. And they're just going through that bot lane. Not even bothering with the keep. Straight for the core. They gotta race this. Kalthas is the only one that's still alive. Topside keep, as expected, goes down. Core here is at 50%. They might lose this. Kalthas is attacking. They're trying to race. They're trying to race. And I think they're winning it. They're actually winning it. 5% on the core, and it is Team Voice that wins map 1. Kalthas with the absolute chat play right there. Together with the Immortal, he wins the game for them. Unbelievable. Huge blunder by the blue team, and they lose the first map of the best of 3 series. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to head in game number 2 in a second. Guys, if you enjoy the content, if you like the coverage here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really helps to spread the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past and might rejoin the game. So spread the love a little bit, help to promote the games here, like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the series. Well, that didn't go as planned. The blue team essentially just defeated themselves. We're now on Hanamura. Yep, that map still exists. Hanamura is map number 2 and Team Voice is in the lead. So, it's honestly incredible to me that they just lost. They just went, guys, we can go on the other side of the map and ignore the Immortal. And then Kalthas appeared on the core and all of a sudden it was just over for Team Gachi. With 5% left to take down on the core of Team Voice. Ridiculous. Balon Falstad for the blue team. We got Gachi on Garrosh, Gamer Boy with Orphea, Polinka on Anna, and Hammarine on Chen. On the right side, it's Team Voice with Jaina. Gets played by the captain, the Lingering Chill. We got the Holy Chicken on Urel. Teriel played by Halson. Magda on Phoenix. And Mr. X on Oriel. So, 10 more heroes have been banned out, which is limiting the pool a bit further. But let's see how the last game in particular affected the blue team now, what they can do with this. I'm not quite sure if I mentioned this in this series already. I think I did, but just on the off chance that somebody hasn't noticed it yet. We don't have drafts. The reason is simple. This is the group stage. I wasn't able to cast the group stage live, so they sent me the replays. For the playoffs, I was actually present. So I have casted all of the playoff matches, or most of the playoffs matches, with the draft included. But since replays don't include draft information, yeah, we don't have them here. But I thought, especially for the people on YouTube, it would be kind of cool to have also some of the group stage matches, maybe not all of them, to get a bit of an idea of how we got to the playoffs, which teams have like which power level, and how the entire tournament really went through its first phase. So that's basically it. Veterans already know that, but some of the newer viewers might not be quite aware. Sentinels on this map, the most important thing, and therefore the teams will be here every single time that Sentinel is back up. So should be an interesting game, because the last map was, let's face it, extremely close. Not only because of that core race that we had at the end, but just in general, the way that the map played out was pretty impressive. Both of the teams always fighting for I mean, again, every single objective, every single camp essentially, and so many different small comeback approaches that we had too that worked out. It was pretty sweet. I liked it. It was a very fun one. And now here on map number 2 we could see something very similar. Jaina is playing the Frost Queen again with the Lingering Chill over here. And over on the left side now we are getting Hammer Games. Okay, and of course the Chaotic Assault now for Ophir. Still love Disciple for bringing Ophir so massively back into the meta. It's just fun to see her make a big splash in general. And yeah, in this case, obviously, this is also facilitated by so many heroes being pre-banned, but still. We got the Arcane Intellect. And then, for Phoenix, target acquired. I don't think that Phoenix is going to go brrr in this game. I think it's a little bit more likely that we're going to get our salvo once more. But yeah, we'll see. Already. Okay, there's the hits. And time to party. There's actually one curious thing also in my life right now. I have a friend, and it turned out... yeah, I have one. I do have one. So, I have a friend, and it turns out she actually doesn't know how to ride a bike. Never rode a bike. There's a little bit of a story to it. I don't want to bother you with that, but for reasons, her mother became a little bit overprotective. So when she was young and she was afraid of stuff and said like, I'm not sure, I'm a bit afraid of this. And she never had to do it because the mother again became a bit overprotective on things. So she doesn't know how to ride a bike because she was afraid from falling and is now trying to learn it. And it was actually really interesting because I didn't think that people existed that don't know how to ride a bike. And I don't want to expose anybody here, but I'm actually curious. Is there anyone listening to this that can actually not ride a bike? Like a bicycle? Is that a thing? Because I always, you know, took it for granted. Back where I lived, everybody, as soon as you could, you learned how to ride a bike because you wanted to ride to your friends with a bike. You wanted to ride to the next village with your bike. And I then later on thought about it and was like, maybe in the US or some other countries, that's just not a thing because it's just culturally not really a big deal, and that there might be people who don't know how to do that. So it fascinated me a bit, so I'm actually curious. So if you guys have a story on that to tell, I would actually be interested. With that said, just a little bit of payload pushing happening in the game so far. And level 7 slowly kicking in. Yeah, on this we also got the Ice Flurs in, and we got the combat advantage. I love a good spray game. I gotta also say something else. People that sometimes in my YouTube comments say, like, are arguing about me going on a rant or telling stories. Guys, it's my private channel. I cast thousands of games. I am the only caster from... Ooh, Jaina! Ah, that's first blood. I'm the only caster from the top level that stayed with the game. If I, after casting thousands of these matches and sometimes casting on a single day, 8 to 10 hours, game after game after game, want to rant about something, have a little bit of fun on my private channel, then you just have to deal with this. These are not official tournaments that are hosted by Blizzard or that I get paid for casting. In those, obviously, this would be very much inappropriate, but if it's on my own channel, then, yeah, please, spare me your outrage. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but it is part of what's going on here. It's just what it is. So, yeah. It's just amusing to see sometimes. First payload has, of course, now been pushed in. It's not really the most aggressive game. After what we saw at the end of game 1, I really thought there would be a few more fireworks early on. We had our first kill, so that's something. But besides that, it's basically been the PvE game. We go for some of the camps, we try and take the payload, and that's essentially it. So, yeah. For now, we have the level 7 talents, also the energized cord here. But they are playing a bit more laid back in all of this. The panda went straight into Gift of the Ox. What does the ox actually give you? Is that a thing? Is that a meme? Is that some cultural thing? Is that a reference that I'm not getting? Or do we speculate what we get from an ox? I'm actually curious. I never thought about it. What does Gift of the Ox refer? I mean, there has to be some kind of like World of Warcraft lore or whatever reference that I'm not getting here. But I'm actually interested what the ox gifted Chen. Like, what is it? Anyways, with that, we now have the barrel. It's keg time. Oh, yeah. Only the top shelf plays in Heroes of the Storm when we get the keg moves. On top, we have also the Crushing Jaws, which is just the more fun ult to watch when Orphea gets played. And on the other side, it is the Salvo and also the Water Elemental. But we get Judgment. And we could get it right now. Ooh, Tyrael! Can he turn it? Aegis gets used. The keg, and Tyrael is dead. Tyrael is gone. Phoenix was bullied around a bit, but he still survived. And that is 2 kills to 0 now for Team Gachi. So they are, I mean, taking a lead would maybe be a bit of a stretch, but they are at least starting to incrementally get themselves slight advantages that could contribute to a bigger point. I think that was a very diplomatic way of actually saying that. So, yeah, top side. That's where we have now the Sentinel also getting attacked. The blue team already locked theirs in. We get the Ardent Defender for Yorel. And down to the bottom of the map, still the blue team lingering around with another quick hit and attack. Here comes Judgment, baited in a little bit deep by the barrel roll, but he's fine. The chicken is fine. Falstad is okay. He's still alive. Down at the bottom of the map, that Sentinel has done some damage, so Jaina is sent down to try and deal with it. As the rest of the blue team rotated topside and said, you know what, we probably should do the same things. Let's make sure that we're going to take that Sentinel out as quickly as possible. And he's gone too. So, next payload is up. We're now 8 minutes into the game. We have seen 2 kills. Not more than that. Damage output also quite low. 15,000 damage against 10,000 damage. But that's the first potential kill for the red team. And it gets basically denied by none other than Chen. Well done. Garrosh was in trouble there, but Chen reacted quickly, dropped the barrel, and that just kicked the entire red team away. Now we're seeing Tyrael attacked again. Quest is also completed for Garrosh in the same process. Yeah, and, well, that camp, they let it go. It goes to Team Boys. For the red team, it would be a huge success now to get the 2-0 win here. But, well, Judgment, okay, yes, a salvo, and that is not nearly enough damage. Instead, Tyrael goes down, Tyrael gets eliminated, gets the explosion off, but that's kill number 3. And this is how this has been playing out the entire time. It's just like slow kills after another, mostly in favor of Team Gachi, and it's working. They are pulling a little bit ahead here, a little bit there, get a couple of stacks for their quest talents. And now they can also progress with the payload a bit further. I'm not sure if they can really deliver the entire thing, but they have a level 13 advantage at least. So, yeah. There's also still a turret in their hands. They actually have 2, 3. So, lots of items. Huge item advantage. If they want to push for this, they should be able to. 13 versus 13. First turret is in. Should probably drop a few more. Jaina already gets attacked. Needs to be careful. The jaws clenching. Aegis is out. And the payload gets slowly rotated in as they make a play for... Oh my god, for Jaina, and she survives. Saying, what? No. Tyrael is dead, and Jaina gets jumped by Chen, and not the good kind. So shots are being fired, and that is going to be the fort at the bot lane. And the rest goes to the top and eliminates fort number 2. Does it eliminate it? Yeah. Okay, so. Nicely done. That was a big step forward. Yeah. Getting the payload allowed them to take 2 of the forts out. That's massive. It's absolutely huge. So, nicely done. Good job. And now we have 5 kills, 2-0. So, Team Gachi should be pretty happy with how the second map is going their way. Now, are they willing to also invade at the top right? Actually, scratch that. They took the Sentinel here too. My bad. So focused on the forts being destroyed that I didn't even catch that. So yes, they took that out and then they take their own. Even better for them. I mean, fantastic now. They have more than a level advantage over the opponent's team. So that's also quite nice. Get more turrets too. Item advantage therefore in their hands. And with a level 16 talent that they will soon get, they could either play for the next objective, try to push maybe for a keep, force a fight around a gust, around a keg, and try and get more kills. They're already on the way down here. And look at Garrosh. Garrosh is saying hi. Chen is moving in. Falstad is flying. Where's that gust when you need it? Tyrell is trying to get away. Here comes the keg into the corner. And Aegis had to be used once again. Garrosh gets... Ooh, that gust and then the ult from Tyrael. Yeah, my friend, you're in trouble. Tyrael goes down, wants the explosion, gets it, and both of them are still alive. Jaina completes the quest at least. But, yep, Gamer Boy, he's going to die, so it's going to be a trade. So, a bit of an awkward one. Was very unlucky for Tyrael, by the way. He judges in as Falstad is gusted. So Tyrael is all of a sudden all alone, isolated himself, and they're like, team? And, well, that was the end of it. So, Barlow now up at the top. We got 16 on the board, as I said, with only one. Okay, there's the pick for Anna, the active reload. What more heals coming out from her now? And still half a level missing for Team Boys. Not a lot of damage on the structures of the blue team either. I mean, it's not only that they didn't lose a fort yet, but if you look at the towers, they have basically lost nothing. More control now taken. Team Gachi, again, they want to force Game 3. They want to bring Game 3 in, want to make this all happen and push for the next one. But with that now, he attacks all the way up at the top to get the next camp, claim even more vision. The payload is spawning in a couple of seconds. They maintain that 1 level lead. We finally have a kill on the board for Team Boys, but they're still heavily behind. Not only experience, but also kills too. There's still the Sentinel that's being fought for. Ice Block is already in. There's already one cooldown burn. Still trying to get a hit on her. But Judgment, Jaina trying to re-engage. Might have a problem, does have a problem, and it is a severe lack of hit points. So Jaina is dead. That's one of your main damage dealers gone right there. And this is a numbers advantage once more. And they try it for the Sentinel, and they will get the Sentinel. So Sentinel gets claimed, and this will buy Team Gachi even more time to go for the payload and try to escort it in. Or go and grab themselves a few more items, which seems to be the first priority here. So they're doing fantastic on this map. And the Holy Chicken is in some unholy trouble. At least if they're... Did they not see her? Okay, apparently they didn't see Urel. Or they just thought she's going to get away anyways. Fair. She might have just been outside vision, to be honest with you. And I mean, talking about vision, there's not really a whole lot that they know about positioning on the red team so far. So all they know is that the payload is now getting contested over here. But Garrosh is still fine. Team Rotate is in quickly. So now they can go back into that battle. Gamer Boy nearly got flanked there. We had too many fights on the last map that just turned the entire game. So they have to be very careful. Again, the jump on Falstad, who instantly reacts and gets back out. Nano boost on Orphea. And they're clapping Tyrael again. Tyrael is dead. More big hits coming. Chen alive and racking the backline a bit with the help of a turret 2. They go for Jaina, and she is dead once more. She can deny this or delay this a little bit, and she actually can escape it apparently. Can she? No, she cannot. Falstad is just murdering things over here. I mean, damn. 33,000 damage for him. Basically top damage on the blue team together with Orphea. Well done. I had a problem with Aegis and Ice Block and everything is if you don't have anybody that helps you, you're going to be in trouble. Tyrael is also not working out at all for Team Boys. He died 5 times. All the kills, it's 9 kills in total. And all of them were either against Jaina or against Tyrael. So there's a massive problem that they have. Another problem is that all of the keeps are now going to get destroyed. One more shot is fired and the rest will drop down to the bottom of the map. Funnily enough, they don't take it out completely. I suppose they could try and force it. If they get a kill here, they definitely could. And they're trying. What about Tyrael? Okay, he's still fine. But there's a level 20 talent that is just about to connect for Team Gachi. And they are just so heavily ahead. A push towards the bot lane should be fairly easy for them here. Maybe get another turret or two if the camps are spawning. But besides that, they have 20 and they can now make that move. Either way, there's also a Sentinel up, so you might want to prioritize that a bit higher, which apparently they do. But we now get the Wind Tunnel, we got the Titanic Might, and we get the Engulfing Oblivion. Plus also the Energizing Brew, so he's starting to drop a bit of Red Bull or Monster Energy into his brews. That's a pretty nasty concoction at this point, honestly. But yeah, bot lane pressure. That's what we're gonna get now. They got some turrets, and they want that keep, and they're gonna get that keep. One way or another. If they can get a kill in the process, hey, even better. And it seems like the chicken will have to use ult. Oh my god, not even close! And that's a kill. The chicken is cooked. They cooked the chicken, and now it's only the core that is standing. And they got level 20. Here they come. Blue team. After the last game, they don't want to risk it, I guess. They're playing it a bit slower, trying to bait them out first, which is definitely smart. But they are going to poke. They are going to see if they can capitalize on that level 20 talent. But there's now more and more camps back up on the map where they can get themselves some turrets or at least get a sentinel. And the next objective is, of course, going to spawn way before we're having level 20 talents for the red team either. With 10 kills to 1 now, Team Gachi is just doing too well to risk it all on the core. Definitely not what you want to do. So, the blue team, definitely more tryhard in game number 2. Way more reserved, not that aggressive, but taking opportunities whenever they present themselves. And Team Voice, what they were aiming to do here just doesn't work out for them. Tyrael as a frontline tank for the team is just not a thing. Now, this all, again, in the context of 35 heroes being unavailable as the teams entered the draft. Let's not forget about that. So that forces players into... or it forces teams in general into some situations where they might say, like, well, we have to adjust. Can we try this? Alright, let's go for it. Payload is also up. Could go for the payload. They don't have to make a play for the core. And I think they should just go for the objective. They have plenty of time, around 20... to go and make that work. And why wouldn't they? Those shots are doing lots of damage. And it's all they gotta do. Just escort that in quickly. Garrosh can anger the plays a bit. And if the red team engages, then catapults will be on their core quickly. And even if that's not the case, they are gonna get pressured here. So this is more or less a checkmate move already. And yeah, I mean, Forster could fly in at any point. If the shield is already down, do damage. They're getting the team in position, so everybody is slowly moving over. That's 11 shots fired, and this is going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. So even right... I mean, again, don't YOLO too hard, but even right-clicking at this point is probably going to do a lot for you. So that core is at 65%, another 3 shots fired, and we find it down to 38. It's a real nice position to be in. It's essentially backdoor territory that we're talking about. And if they just buy themselves some time with a good Mighty Gust, and get the rest of the damage going, then hey, even better. So a little bit of gust action, all they need, but this is game. We're going game 3. It's a super clean game from Team Gachi, and we go to game number 3, where we will determine the winner of the series. Well played. Coming up next, we have game number 3 for you guys. Before we go, a big shout out to everybody that is supporting the channel on patreon.com/Khaldor. Really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support our efforts to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene live with all of the events and tournaments that we're hosting, then please consider to check out patreon.com/Khaldor and support the channel there. It's the best way to support all of the things that we're currently doing for the scene and plan to do in the future. With that being said, enjoy the next game of the series. Okay, game 3. We're going down to our final map in this series here in the round robin. And boy, did those comps get crazy. Team Gachi on Towers of Doom with Balor and Tassadar, Polinka on Malfurion, We got Gachi on Mal'Ganis, and then Gamer Boy on Kel'Thuzad. The Barb Chains on level 1 with Hammering on Zul. So this is already a bit of a weird one. You have a double mage basically for damage. We have Kel'Thuzad in the game. But then you look over to Team Voice and things are just completely falling off a cliff. So Halson is apparently playing Uther main tank. So in addition to that, we have Mr. X on Lily, Voice on Thrall, the Holy Chicken on Leoric, and then we get Nezebo played by Mukto. So it's Witch Doctor time. So Lily is in the house, Uther main tank again, haven't seen that in a while. And on the other side, we get a double mage damage output too. Team Gachi with a very strong showing in Game 2, obviously. They did a great job getting to Game 3 and tying the series. But yeah, it was an interesting one. It was a pretty wild series that we had there. Pretty back and forth game. And... no, sorry, not back and forth game. The series is pretty back and forth. The second game was more so... yeah, it was a little bit one-sided in the sense that the blue team really just played to their strengths and didn't allow the red team to make a huge comeback. There were plenty of fights where Team Voice were trying to come back, but they weren't able to totally pull it off. Now we might have the first kill of the game. And we do! Uther! He's dead. Uther goes down. Nice kill by the blue team. Basically, just continuing where they left off in game number 2. But I still have to say that Team Gachi, it was very nicely played. They went full tryhard mode on Hanamura and yeah, just played it safe. Never really made any massive mistakes, and that won them the game. Also the fact that the team composition for Team Voice just didn't work out for them. That Tyrael play and Jaina, she was just killed over and over again. Those two were really struggling to survive. So nicely exploited by Team Gachi. Now after they also lost one of their heroes, they're still trying to steal the pumpkins away from the opponent. Mal'Ganis is moving in. Pumpkins taken, contributing to the fight now. We have Nezebo coming in from behind, but everybody is dropping a bit low here. That's also true for Mal'Ganis, who's the first one to fall, and it seems that Team Voice is going to win that fight after all. And they take another one down. They get a double kill. Mal'Ganis dies first, and then it is Kel'Thuzad. Okay, so that gives us level 4 talents. We get Blood Ritual at this point for Nezebo. Always one of those where I was really thinking, nah, is that needed? Yes, no. You have the passive, of course, which is great as well. It gives you some general sustain that you have, but we don't see it all that often when Nezebo gets taken. I mean, first and foremost, we don't see Nezebo all that often. We see him occasionally, but when he gets taken, then that's usually not the way that most players will go with him. For now, though, we have the attack again against the blue team as they're pressuring with a lot of burst damage. I mean, you have that Kel'Thuzad Tassadar combo, and it pretty much slaps. That's some real solid damage, even with 2 supports against it. So now the triple altar phase is coming up, the first one. We have Nezebo, maybe in some trouble here even. The electric fence is already put up, so the wall from Tassadar is set. Leo is moving towards the top right, Zul to the top left, each aiming for one channel, and then it will be a battle for the third altar at the bottom of the map. And of course, in addition to everything that I already said about the burst damage that we're currently getting here, Team Gachi has now also Kel'Thuzad, who's trying to complete his baseline quest for the extra 75% spell power. And he's getting dangerously close this early in the game already, so that's kind of wild. In comes the play, another hit, and that is Lily being mega low. They're pushing everything back here. Blue team is currently dominating that fight, and even with Mukto sitting on the side, hoping to interrupt again, it's not going to work for too long. The red team is tapping fountains all the time now, and unless they're getting a kill, they're going to be in trouble. And actually, they might get a kill now that we're looking at this. Zul and Tassadar both a bit low, but the rest of the team is now returning to help out with a fight. Look at that damage! Oh my god! Lily down! Kel'Thuzad locking them into place with the help of the rest of the team, and then the damage to finish him off from Tassadar. The 26 stacks on Kel'Thuzad. That's of course another massive thing. Leo dies, they go for Thrall, and Gamer Boy is just ripping them a new one. I mean, what is happening here? Kel'Thuzad is on an absolute tear, is on an absolute killing spree here. So they get the shots fired. That's the second altar for the blue team. But I am terrified of that Kel'Thuzad performance already. There are not really a lot of hyper-mobile heroes that can be a danger to him. There's the chance that he gets entombed. There's a chance that a Sundering is coming through to lock him in place and allow for follow-ups. But there's no Genji here. There's no Tracer. There's no Assassin that is jumping on him like Zeratul. So Gamerboy might be safe enough to really destroy them. Currently, we have him at 27 stacks on the baseline. His damage output is already, or should be solid, and indeed it is. He's top damage in the game with 16,000. But he's gonna get his extra spell power in a moment. So, yeah. Another little player being made. They're trying to go for Uther. Tassadar, careful. That triple connector. Oh my god! It's happening again! Look at this. This is crazy. The Gamer Boy is just ripping them apart. It's nuts. And he's teeing Tassadar up in the process over and over again. I mean, again, check this out. There, bam. The CC, they got only 1 kill out of this, so not the 2 that they were aiming for. But here it happens again. The spike is there, the tether, bam. Thrall is low and gets crushed by Tassadar as a finisher. It's basically Kel'Thuzad making the big plays, and then afterwards Tassadar cleaning it up. Tassadar is on janitor duty today, and so far he's delivering. That's 6 kills to 3, and Team Gachi is just running the show here. Fantastic plays. 44 stacks from Nazeebo. He's, of course, one of the big hopes for Team Boys. His late game potential. But they have to get into the late game first in order to make that work. So there's going to be some interrupts here. Yeah. Kel'Thuzad. Gamer Boy. Looking to crown himself, I don't want to say the champion, but the MVP of the game. Wolf misses. That's the first hit. Ah, okay. This time, not so much. Sundering is in, and Tomb, of course, too. This is where things are starting to get a bit more dangerous for the mages. So, he's already in with a quick wolf. It's a 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map. Ult has been channeled. 28 points for Team Boys now on their core. So the pressure against the bottom, Bell Tower is there. Sundering, and they go for Kel'Thuzad. That's exactly what I talked about earlier, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help them at all. They're losing Uther and they're losing Thrall too. And now another setup. Unbelievable. Such great plays from Kel'Thuzad in particular. Look at the Sundering here. They know who they need to take down. They're aiming for him. They're going for Kel'Thuzad, and it just is not enough. 2 heroes die. It's 8 kills versus 3, and Team Boys is massively struggling with this. Now, this game is not over, but it is kind of wild. So, we'll see. By now, we're having over on the left side, the next camp taken. We have all the way at the bottom of the map, the bell tower just holding on to dear life with a few hit points that are left. But 13 talents are now available. That means 1.5 level lead and a talent advantage. They're going for Uther and they're taking him down too. The fissure that we're getting from Kel'Thuzad is definitely helping them. Now they're blocking even more space and only Uther is keeping them alive. Lili is trying desperately to get the heals going, but that's Thrall gone. And that bell tower is fully exposed and taken over. So talking about momentum, right now Team Gachi is going through Team Boys like hot butter through cheese. And it is brutal. Shots are fired with pumpkins that get escorted in. Another 5 points of the core thanks to Gamer Boy, who is completing the channel. And now that they control the entire bot lane, they have to essentially decide, hey, what's the next step? Next bell tower? Just defending the bot lane? Going for camps? Here comes another play on Uther. Sundering is out. Alright. And even the ult from Lili had to be used here. They're trying to engage as the Entomb comes in. But Archon from Tassadar. And it's Gamer Boy again with the next move. In comes Malfurion with his ult. The Twilight Dream putting them all to silence. But they finally get a kill. They take Malfurion out. They take Mal'Ganis out. And then it's again the mages that get the kill on Thrall at the minimum. And those 2 mages might be able to still maintain control of the bell tower for the blue team. That might still be enough. The spike is in, and another kill. That burst is crazy. I mean, kudos to Barlow and Gamerboy. The way that they're working together here is awesome. They're saving those cooldowns when they have to, and they communicate this extremely well. So 12 kills to 5, 2-level advantage now, and the red team, despite all their efforts, still in trouble here. Still with a big problem. And here comes the level 16 talent, which of course is not going to make things easier for the team on the right side of the map. Psychic Shock, and we get also the power of Ice Crown. So even more spell power. And it will increase that damage. Yeah, once again, we go for Thrall, and he saves himself with Sundering. But he's not out of the woods yet. Thrall, he needs the heal from Lily, gets it. Mal'Ganis is moving into the back, and there's even the Divine Shield. I mean, damn. Thrall is just getting every single ult thrown on him to keep him alive. That's 3 ults that were just used, and they were able to save him. But there's another channel at the top left. It's a double altar phase, and that means 5 more shots taking off the red team's core, dropping down to 50 now. Yeah, spikes coming through again. 47,000 damage for Kel'Thuzad, 43,000 for Tassadar. The two of them absolutely crushing it. So, yeah, not bad. But, well, at the same time, at least a few shots fired back. That's 33 points now. They're taking the pumpkins. And this is really the dangerous situation. When the pumpkins are finally taken, are pushing through the map, then as the red team, you have to react. You have to sit there and try and defend against it. But the problem is that opens up opportunities for Team Gachi to get kills. Now, they took the next camp, and now we have Kel'Thuzad slowly coming in. But even Uther just poking his head out, he gets instantly dropped down to 50% of its HP. And now he is moved again into a difficult spot. Sundering. Alright. Here comes the ult from the Zebo at least, but even that doesn't do enough. Quest completed for Tassadar as they're again trying to attack. First set of pumpkins is basically defended against, but it also costs them a lot of big cooldowns. And we still have plenty of those available for the blue team, who's consistently trying to attack even further. The next move against Thrall. Ult from Malfurion. And here comes the attack on Uther once again. Mal'Ganis moves out, Divine Shield gets used, and the 3 pumpkins connect and drop the core down to 12 points. Problem after problem for Team Voice and no solution in sight. They have at least level 16 now, 95 stacks on the Zebo, so Magdo is trying to get there, but with him also just being pinned down at the bottom of the map, it's not like he can roam between lanes and process this a little bit faster. So that's the next problem here. I mean, he gets at least some, and he gets the spell power on his level 1 in a moment. It is a tough game for them, though. And I gotta say, I'm quite impressed by how well Kel'Thuzad in particular plays, but also these follow-ups that we're getting from Tassadar. Then you have Malfurion with one masterful route after another. Poison Nova, they kill Zul, but can they get out alive? That's my bigger question. You could argue that, hey, it's a 5 versus 4, so why wouldn't they? But there's the channel. It's actually a 3 versus 5. Channel at the bottom of the map. Another 5 shots fired. Single digits. Now they are at 7 points. And the red team is trying to take the double control. But with this much poke available, I do not think they have a chance of getting that, right? Especially once the Kel'Thuzad is here. Right now it's a 5 versus 3, so maybe they can sneak something. But there's the fissure. Alright, Gamerboy is sitting at the side. Sundering is already used. But that was a nice one. Very, very nice play. And it is the end of Kel'Thuzad. Okay, finally. Now they got some of their heroes back. Kel'Thuzad obviously had a completed level 4, which also allows him to rejoin the fight. And he does that immediately. Great Entomb! Can they get a counter kill? So far, not the case, but the red team is starting to drop a bit low here. They got a double support though. With 2 healers in the mix, they might be able to pull something off here. There's a nice play and the double kill. Gamerboy! Sick! Sick plays by him. They keep him alive for a long time, but now he's finally dead, and the channel has actually happened. It's 14 kills to 10. In hindsight, not great for the blue team. Was good for the red team overall. Not only did they get the channel, but they also got a big boost in experience because they got so many kills, so they really caught up on this. They still have to retake the bell tower at the bottom of the map, but this helped them. This really, really helped Team Voice. They're still behind, but it certainly was good for them. So now the question remains, can they somehow close the rest of the gap and turn the game around? And before they even go here for the camp, it might be advantageous to just... well, actually the minions might already do that. I would have at least expected Nazeebo to throw in the occasional ability, and he's doing that as we speak. So yes, they take this. Level 20 will still head sooner for Team Gachi, but they now take the bell tower back. And it's getting a little bit better here. But they only have 7 points on the core. That's the downside. 7 points are nothing. So, yeah. Next little move made. Gamer Boy is starting to, again, look for potential hits and connects. Jesus. That 20. He's going to just upgrade. Poison over. Poison over into Endariel's Visage. And we get the Damned Return. Okay, so. Damned Return is in for him. And, well, are they going to push for the Belter in the middle? They certainly could. Bala is already there. But they're attempting to siege up at the bot lane a bit. And they have this thing down to 50%. Look at that poke. I mean, enormous amount of damage now. And again, Thrall in trouble. All the heals on Thrall. More damage. Archon. Oh my god, the Divine Shield. Divine Shield just so useful here for them. But the bell tower is gone. There's the root. Azul is trying to snowball this further. And they have also Leo in the back. 20 on both sides. And no Vile Infection, by the way. They went into the upgrade on the Gargantuan. And they get a kill. They have taken Tassada down. So that's already massive. And it seems like we also have a problem for... yeah, he's fine. Uther died. But Uther, I suppose, has redemption and will be back. Mal'Ganis in trouble, and he has the Hearth back. So, I mean, there are moments where the red team shines, and where it seems like they might just be able to get a comeback. And this isn't too bad either. They get probably both of these, at least one. Leo channel in the middle, that's 3 shots fired. It's a 5 versus 3 bell tower situation right now. So Team Gachi, they haven't won this yet. And at this point, I would assume they remember what happened in game number 1. Because they want a team fight victory now. Thrall gave up on the channel, and Lily gets murdered. Sundering comes in too late. Now it's a 4 versus 4, and with them getting another kill, they're turning it into a numbers advantage once again. Both of the healers are now gone. They're trying to take Kel'Thuzad down, who's definitely the biggest thorn in their side. But I guess that we're gonna get Thrall destroyed again. So that's 92,000 damage by now from Kel'Thuzad. 92,000. They take back the bell tower at the bottom of the map, but while the shots are getting fired, that puts the core down to 2 points. They can easily go for the boss. They could also just retake the bell towers, but they don't. And as long as nobody dies on the blue team, this should be the end of this series. What a fantastic performance, honestly, from Team Gachi. That was such a great game by them, and thoroughly enjoyed the plays that we saw from Kel'Thuzad here. That was special. That was absolutely special. Great moves. Team Gachi take the 2-1 victory in this round robin, in this group stage match of the Sisters Call Cup. Well done. And Team Boys, unfortunately for them, loses here on Towers of Doom and loses the match. GG.